Alright, Budget Magic Mono Blue Brain in a jar. The deck that just keeps winning somehow. Maybe this deck is just legitimately good. Oh, it'd be so funny. Definitely legitimately cheap. No doubt about that. Pass the turn. Hissing Quagmire. Let's pass the turn. Oh my god. Is this the Finkel list again? Everyone and their mother and their father, probably some aunts and uncles, are playing the Finkel list. The problem is the Finkel list literally cannot beat our deck. I'm 3-0 so far against Finkel's list. Our opponent gets to take something, not that it really matters because we just draw into more of the something. Their deck just doesn't have a chance against our deck, honestly. The match might go long. I mean, I guess they can try to shred our hand with removal, but it even gets worse post-board when we get to take out Grip of the Royal for counter spells so they can't just loop their Seasons Past. It's just not a winnable matchup. Their plan is usually like beating down with Hissing Quagmire, and that's just way too slow. Alright, they take the Grip of the Royal. I guess hoping that we just never get to play our big things. I guess they probably don't know what we're doing, but I think we just take an island here. We can get engulfed the shores later. Land pieces of the puzzle. For pieces of the puzzle, and do we want the second Rise from the Tides? Let's just take Anticipate. The one thing that is true is we kind of have to wait against this deck. We can't just cast a Rise from the Tides because they have so many languishes and removal spells. Nissa, sure. The problem is they get to draw a ton of cards, but very few of their cards matter. So land, Nagging Thoughts, gets us Part the Water Veil, I guess. And then we'll just pass the turn and anticipate. Land for our opponent. Read the Bones. Draws our opponent some more cards that don't really matter in this matchup. Take 2 from the Nissa. Anticipate. Take a Majoring Network. We do like the mana. Pieces of the puzzle. Gets, wow, a million things. I guess another pieces of the puzzle and another Part the Water Veil. And then Majoring Network, pass the turn. So if we can just get up to 12 mana, we should win. And we only need that mana for one turn. Opponent's going to start getting in with Hissing Quagmire. Wouldn't mind drawing a Engulf the Shore. So let's storage counter on Majoring Network. Pour over pages. Discard, or untap 2 lands. Discard Nagging Thoughts. Madness Nagging Thoughts. Get a Grip of the Royal, I guess. We're probably going to discard it anyway. Play an island. Pass the turn. Discard Grip. And, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I guess just Bladed Cataract. Well, we have all the Part the Water Veils. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here comes Hissing Quagmire. Next turn, our opponent gets to flip the Nissa. Also not that relevant. Down to 10. Ooh, another Majoring Network. Well, that's 1, 2, 3 pieces of the puzzle. Get a Disperse and a Pour over pages. Play Majoring Network. Pass the turn. I think we just discard Pour over pages. I think we win next turn. Because we can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can start casting part the water veils and adding counters to majoring network. We have enough mana to do that. So let's just disperse Nissa. Make it a little harder for our opponent to flip it. Down to 8, but it doesn't really matter because we're just going to win. Well, I can replay the Nissa, but they can't flip it. There's the Nissa, gets another land, and that should do it. I think this gets us enough mana by the time we take 4 extra turns in a row. So storage counter on majoring network. Another rise from the tides. Alright, island. Part the water veil, take an extra turn. And then put a counter on majoring network. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, this will be enough. Even if we don't draw any lands, but we do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Part the water veil. Put a counter on majoring network. So I guess we can just do it next turn, I think. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we have 12. So without the brain in the jar win. So 1. Remove all the storage counters. 6. Rise from the tides. Make 19 zombies. Or no, 16 zombies. Doesn't really matter. And then part the water veil number 3. Then we untap, swing with the crew for way more than lethal. And that does it. Yeah, their deck has a really rough matchup against our deck. It is giving us lots of play points, though. So pretty much Void Shatters, Negates, and a Disperse in, I think. And go down all except 1 Engulf the Shores and all the Grips of the Royal. Want the second Disperse just in case one gets duressed because they bring in the Virulent Plague. All creature tokens get -2, -2, which shuts down our main kill. So we can disperse it and then combo off. Yeah, we'll submit it like this. And, yeah, good enough. Card draw, fine. Valving Wilds for our opponent. Island, go. Swamp for our opponent. Well, majoring network, go. We can anticipate on our opponent's end of turn. I really don't think they can beat us. This is what, the 4th match we've played? Since apparently everyone is playing this deck. And I think so far we are 7-0 in games. They just literally cannot win. But we've been beating everyone, so anticipate. Ooh, there's our brain. They probably brought in answers to brain. Let's just take island for now. Brain is good, but I like having another island for our Void Shatter. Island, go. Just leave up Void Shatter, the ability to majoring network. If we're not on the brain plan, we're basically on the get to 12 mana plan, and majoring network is pretty helpful in that. Duress. Do we care? Yeah, go ahead. If they want to take our Void Shatter, that's fine. Yep, Void Shatter down, as we expected. So let's just counter up our majoring network. Another Void Shatter. Alright, let's play the island and let's just pass. Leave up Void Shatter again. And the ability to add majoring counters. Next turn we can start casting things and leaving up Void Shatter, which is nice. Leaking Ob Nixilis here would be bad. Alright, they can Dark Petition. I'm assuming they just get Seasons Pass, and then we counter the Seasons Pass and get rid of it forever. Take 2 from Nissa. So storage counter on majoring network. Bladed cataract and nagging thoughts. Well, let's take a negate. I think negate's more important here. Negate means even if they have duress into seasons past, we still get to kill the season or counter the seasons past. Yeah, let's void shatter that. Yeah, they can take it. We still have a negate. Yep, take void shatter. Gets in with Nissa. Down to 14. So let's just store up some mana on majoring. Another land is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pour over pages. Untap majoring and island. Discard a... We might actually just discard Brain in the Jar. I don't know if we need Brain in the Jar to win this one. Play the island, pass the turn. Our mana's getting built up to the point where if we just find our part the Water Veil, we win. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I mean we're a couple turns away, but not that far. Another Dark Petition. They're trying to set up for seasons past with like duress backup, I believe. Virulent Plague. Sure, we gotta disperse for that. Opponent's gonna get in with Nissa. So we put a counter on our majoring network. We pour over the pages. Untap. Untap. Discard a... I guess we can discard Nagging Thoughts and just madness it. Get some more cards in the graveyard. Nagging Thoughts. Take... I guess we'll take the Brain in the Jar now. Play the island. Pass the turn. Discard a... do we gotta discard the Brain? I guess we can discard a Pour Over Pages. Time for Nissa to flip. We're not gonna fight over that. Nissa gets our opponent a Grasp of Darkness. Very bad in this matchup. Let's just put another counter on majoring network. There's part the Water Veil. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think we gotta wait one more turn. So pieces of the puzzle get Anticipate and Nagging Thoughts? Yeah, Nagging Thoughts. We're gonna have to discard some anyway. And then I think we just pass the turn. Do we win next turn? So we discard Brain in a Jar, discard Nagging Thoughts. We're not going to madness it. And just pass the turn. So we have double negate. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so we should have it next turn. Assuming we don't have to go negating things here. That would make us wait another turn. Just disperse, Virulent Plague into turn. Add a counter to majoring. Seasons past. Alright, I guess we gotta negate that. Well, I guess we gotta wait one more turn now. Put a storage counter on majoring network. We can... Pieces of the puzzle. Get... Rise from the Tides and... Anticipate, I guess. And just pass the turn. If we had hit another take an extra turn spell, we might have been able to do it now. So pass the turn, discard and anticipate. Opponent makes a token, which doesn't really matter. We're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15 zombies at the moment. So let's put a storage counter on Majoring Network. Disperse the Virulent Plague. And that'll do it. We get to remove all the storage counters. Cast a Rise from the Tides. Make a bunch of zombies. Part the Water Veil. Take an extra turn, and then just attack for lethal. This deck just can't beat us. Can't beat us. And swing with everything. We even got a negate. Not that our opponent really has an answer to it, but... And... another win against the green-black Seasons Pass deck. And that does it.